Hello, good morning to you. It has taken me quite some time to get to this position, but I wanted to welcome you to an incident, a story in my life, which I've entitled Driving While Being an African Person, or what is commonly referred to as Driving While Black in the United States of America. In this incident, I am driving in Missouri City, Texas down a street called Cartwright. Actually, the police officer apparently began following me. Okay, so I didn't stop there. The light must have been green. So he began following me all the way on 2234 Texas Parkway and followed me onto the turn on Cartwright. Now, you see, all this time I have not broken any law. My vehicle is legal, and by this time he has ran my driver's license number. Now, this is a very, very long follow. Later, this man will wait to find a reason to pull me over, which meant that he had profiled me way ahead. He is a canine unit officer, and I believe on that day his job was to apprehend, using his canine technology, a runaway worker, if you know what I mean. So, somewhere wrong here, he may have indicated his desire to pull me over. In which case, I decided that it would be best to go to a safe location, the gas station not too far from where we are. There you will see, and I will stop speaking momentarily, and you'll hear this man interrogate me, and I'll tell me that he had to make sure that I was not a felon. So that means the instant he saw me on Texas Parkway, what he saw was a felon. As you will see here, he will arrogantly block me and another citizen in the parking area as he proceeds to talk to me. Okay? So this here is the recording from within his cruiser. Shortly will come up the recording from his dash cam, and there you will hear him ask me all type of dehumanizing questions that I do not believe any citizen should be subjected to. He would allege that the incident to the stop, what is that I had a brake light out, but as you can see, he had been following me for a very, very long time, looking and searching to find a reason to interrupt my day. Now, once he had stopped me now, he had to do a thorough background, keep me there for about 40 minutes to see what is it that he could find in my background. Remember, he's operating on the premise that I am a felon. So, on that premise, he is going to search every aspect. I've never been stopped or given a ticket where I've been held so long, and people have went all the way back. This man went back, talk about my FBI record, asked me had I been to jail before, alleged that I am some type of terrorist in Fort Bend County, asked me about my right to carry arms, asked me if I was carrying at the moment, and did I have an issue with the police? How many times had I been to jail? So you see, that is the thing. You think the police are just killing people at random, but they're not. They are and have been indoctrinated and do believe that most of us are criminals, are felons, and we do not live normal lives. We are always in the process of carrying out some type of crime. So this canine officer was convinced on that day that I was in the act of committing a crime, just driving down Cartwright, just driving down Texas Parkway, just trying to get home. And I thought maybe I had been speeding. But as you can see, he had me under surveillance for quite some time. I wasn't weaving in and out of the lanes. I wasn't driving erratically. So he had to wait and wait and wait and wait until he saw me tap my brake. And at that point, he said, "Oh, I got him. Let me pull him over for having a non working brake." I have three brake lights, and one of them may have been off. And I know legally it used to be you require two, but if you have those vehicles that had three and one went out, it was okay. I've been told that by a police, Houston police before, who gave me heads up that one of the lights was off, but since I had three, I was okay. I believe the legislature, in conjunction with the interest groups, have went and have changed the laws. I believe they say if the manufacturer made it that way, then it becomes now the new requirement. You know, they make these laws and they pass them and they don't tell the citizens about them, and the citizens pay their salary, and the citizens set them up and give them all this authority and resources, and they use those resources and authority to oppress and to repress the very citizens who have created the systems. So I want you to understand we're speaking here from the dash cam that is in the cruiser. And as you saw earlier, the gentleman had been following me for a very significant amount of time, looking for a reason. And you know, that is the problem today in the United States of America is that some of us, we cannot have any minor infraction. For such a minor infraction as having a brake light out, this man intended to see how he could take me to prison or to jail and to have me charged with something and to have my vehicle towed. And that's why I attempted to park in a safe place and in an open place and in a proper parking lot. And he wants to be angry that he had to follow me to the gas station. He wanted me to pull up on a side street where nobody could see. So if he had to eliminate me, he could do so without any witnesses. Unfortunately, here I was not able to pull up properly in the parking lot. But yet I'm in an area where there are witnesses, there are people coming and going, there are other Hamite peoples around who can witness if the eventuality were to occur that this man had gone and rioted against me and decided that this was the day that His Holiness Pope Peter Emmanuel would have to be eliminated, death by police. In the next section, you will have to realize that this officer is a young person, pretty much a kid, maybe in his early to mid 30s, who've been very well socialized with disparities in his heart and with looking down on our people and thinking that we're all jailbirds and criminals, because that man told me he had to make sure I was not a felon. So it means that he was operating on the premise when he began to follow me that he was following a felon. And we all know that the police use your license plate to derive all of your information, your social security number, your date of birth, your address, where your vehicle is registered, whether or not your vehicle is registered, whether or not you have proof of responsibility, which is commonly referred to as insurance. So they know all that. They also can, once having derived that from their cruiser, they're able to. He even called for backup. He even called for backup. You see, the backup guy came and just left him alone, left him to do his thing. So by the time they run your license plate, they know everything about you. They know where you live. They know if you have a concealed carry, and so on and so forth. And they know for certain if there's a warrant out for you. So for this gentleman to sit there and interrogate me, and the problem is you really don't have to tell them or answer the questions, but if you don't, they get more and more irate or irritated or indignant, and it will just cause them, especially the man is on a catch a nigger day. Okay, that was a catch a nigger day for him. Catch a slave day. Let me brutalize somebody day. And so you don't want to escalate the interaction to where he resorts to the use of force and brutality and possibly death against you. So you play along with him as much as you can. So the man asks you, have you ever been arrested? You could have been arrested. I am going on 60 years old, and I'm sure I don't remember everything and cannot remember everything. Like I hear this stupid thing where they say the police has asked you to say ABCs when they think you're drunk, and I don't even know if they're educated enough to know that everybody doesn't know ABC, much as to say ABC backwards. Okay? So this man is interrogating me. I'm not under arrest. I'm not in the interrogation room. But he's interrogating me when the incident to what he's alleging is a stoplight. But now, what is it in my background would serve as evidence to convict me for having a broken stoplight? What is it? What is it? So he's not looking for evidence to support the conviction for a broken stoplight. He's searching high and low to find evidence, to create a case, and to see how and in which manner he could criminalize criminalize me and disenfranchise me, and if possible, on that day, if I was an uppity nigger or I spoke out of character, I would probably be pulled out of the car, beaten to death, if not shot to death. These are how these incidents begin. And these are how you have to be very tactful. Part of you say, I don't have to talk to him legally. Part of you say, well, who is he? I'm not under oath or cross-examination in the court of law. Part of you say, I do not have an attorney present, and this man is not my friend. He's not my friend. No matter what I say to him, he's trying to find a way to find suspicions and to find a way to bring me in guilty for anything he can. And you see, the broken headlight is not big enough a charge. And remember, he was following me long before he noticed a broken headlight. Had he noticed it before, it does not reflect on the dash cam. It reflects on the dash cam when I turned on cat right and almost to approaching the gas station, I must have tapped my brake. And at that point, he began the process to ask me to pull over. So one must ask the question, why was he following me for so long? Why had he locked on his missile systems on me for so long? Why do we live in a society where the police is operating and the modus operandi, their mode of operation is to assume that any person of color, any Hamite, any of what you all call black people, man or woman, we are all criminals. We are all criminals. And that I was a criminal, a felon, that he had pulled over using the premise of a non-working stoplight, and then to proceed to find dirt on me in a hope that he could build a bigger charge and a bigger case, and that he could have me criminalized and take away my freedom. So there you see, he's leaving. I guess the other one before him had not left yet. He probably was looking around in case they had to shoot together. So this again is the dash cam. And now we're going to, here you will continue to view the activities from within the cruiser of the police. What you have here is both the previously was showing how he was conducting surveillance on me, and that was purely the dash cam. In the meantime, he's coming down with his body cam, and the body cam is also viewing in the vehicle while he's following me. And then you will hear him turn the siren on and all this and all that. So I'll let you listen.
Kingington. Show me out. I'll be up there, Chevron at Pavel East. All right. Furniture. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm Officer Modeman, Missouri State Police. Is your driver's license and proof of insurance, please?
Yes, sir.
What took you so long to stop?
Because it's not safe to stop on the road, sir.
Okay.
And I usually, whenever the police pull me over, I try to pull in an open area where it's safe for you and safe for me.
Okay. Here's why you're being stopped, because your brake light's out.
Oh, is it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for letting me know.
All right. You have proof of insurance?
Yeah, I do. I usually double check it, and all three out.
No,
I have three.
I know.
And I know you're supposed to have two.
Right. The top one doesn't count.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been told that before. But thanks for
Hey, give me a minute, man. I'll get out your way.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the date on here?
Expire.
But if you run it, it'll come out.
All right, here you go.
Okay.
Stay in your car. I'll be right back with you.
All right.
Day 19, check to see if you're good here. 812 is check by running one.
Can you tell you just ring Mr. Gomez? So run a deal on waitlist. 0896-6609. 0896-6609. I'll send it on here. Are you carrying right now?
Huh?
Are you carrying
Yeah,
right
I
now?
am.
Where's it at?
It's right here.
Okay. Have you ever been to jail before?
No.
No.
You have a report saying that I've been to jail?
No.
Oh.
I'll just make sure you're all good.
No, I mean, I'm good. I'm financially stable. That's what I do.
I'm waiting for my dispatch to come back to me, and then we'll be good, okay?
Okay. Well, you checking my history?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I do it with everyone with the license to carry, because
I
sometimes
saw that you came with your gun unholstered. I'm like,
it wasn't
I'm not
unholstered.
Huh?
It wasn't unholstered.
No, I mean it is. Huh?
I just had my hand on it.
Oh.
Because usually, you were driving, you weren't stopping, you passed.
My girlfriend just called me and I told her I'll be there in 10 minutes. And so I wasn't paying attention to my speed. That's one thing.
Your
I'll
speed,
concede that.
your speed was fine. You just wouldn't stop for me.
No, well, I don't. Anytime I've been pulled over, I wouldn't stop.
But there was a couple of side streets.
No, I know. I live right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, I was gonna pull up in this area. I live right here on Quail Valley Town Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I have two properties. My main residence is in Plano.
Okay.
So that's where I'm headed. So I know this area.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt it safer to pull up.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
but you did pass.
No, I know
a couple
what you're
of
saying.
side
I know what
streets
you're
and
saying,
stuff like
but
that.
I wouldn't do a side street.
And then you rolled up your window and.
No, I because it's hot. I put the air on. I didn't know you were looking at me like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know everything I did was suspicious.
Well, yeah, by not stopping and traveling that far.
Yeah, well, it's not my first time. I mean, 20 years ago, I was stopped in Illinois, and the police got upset, and I said, "Sir, it's dark. We want a undivided road," and I slowed down, and he followed me to a convenience, and then he was upset.
Yeah. No.
You know, so I wasn't trying to disobey you or not comply.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure we were somewhere, because I see people all the time. They just pull up in the middle of the street.
But you need to do it at the closest place, reasonable.
Okay, I will.
How far we drove was not reasonable.
Reasonable. Okay, I will keep that in mind. I'll keep that. I thought you could do look up a person on your computer.
Well, I'm looking up to see if you have any felony convictions.
I don't have any.
I don't know that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what would necessitate you
By doing that?
To do that? Yeah, I mean, why would you assume that I, as an individual, is a felon and I have a license to carry?
Because we have some. Have you gotten in contact with the Missouri City Police before in the past?
Over what?
I'm not sure.
I have had people, some woman call the police on me, and I've called the police considering somebody was following me.
Frank, Zebra, Lincoln, 7814. Frank, Zebra, Lincoln, 7814. Come here, great Jeep. Highway 6 at Tremont, Fresno.
They could have put it in the call slip wrong, wouldn't you?
I went to CCH. Cancel, go ahead.
The scale return on the last lander showed to be eligible and fair expiring in 2019. He does have an active HCL which expires in 2023. The CL returns back to an address out of Plano, Texas. But the clear one is in-house with 2 alerts. Stand by on page.
Let's go.
Can I call my girlfriend, sir?
You're not in any trouble or anything like that.
No, I know. I'm just letting her know because she
She's
has to pick
expecting
up her, yeah, she has to pick up her son. Well, I know my record. But I just find it strange that the assumption is...
Well, apparently you were in contact
Well, running the RAC on the, so with the negative GPH, running the FBI number associated shows a ice cold on the subject.
I mean, so that's a little bit uncalled for. I mean, no, you're
Where are
going
you
back
from?
to my immigration.
So
You're going to my immigration arrest from over 30 years ago. So, I mean, that's not appropriate, really.
Can't tell. We got to repeat that.
No, I don't even know how to use
The negative GPH on the subject does show an FBI number associated when running the FBI number shows an event out of 1984.
Let's go. All right, man, you're good.
Hey, sir.
All right, how we going? Make sure you get your,
I'm going to get it done, but can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Really, just personally. Do you really have to assume that I'm the worst? I mean, if you see
you have a
that
couple of things attached to your name. So when we run your name,
Yeah.
some notes come up about you.
What are those notes? That
I
on the
can't
Missouri
disclose those with
City?
you. Yes.
No, well, I'll do an open record.
You can do that.
Yeah, I'll do an open record.
Okay.
Do I get a warning or a record of the stuff?
I can print you out one if you want.
Yeah, that way when I
let
do
me
the
see
open,
request.
yeah.
Well, it has nothing to do with the stop. It's
just
always
a general.
yeah.
So it's not really from your station.
Yes.
It is from your station.
And there was an officer that I guess got in contact with you in
He
the
came
past.
to my house, almost broke down my door, scared my mother and father from a lady at the pool, and I have the 911. That's what they're talking about.
I'm not sure.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just telling you.
But there was apparently a gun involved or something.
No, there's no gun involved.
Okay.
There's never been a gun. I've never pulled no gun on nobody.
Were you upset with the police at one point?
Where? The police in
Yeah, or anybody.
Missouri City?
Yeah.
I'm upset with the police in Plano.
Plano?
They killed my wife.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm just telling
Yeah.
you. My wife was killed in 2013.
By the police?
No, by the doctor. And I went to the police to file a complaint, and they didn't follow up.
Oh.
So I have a pending case
Against the doctor?
against the city.
The city?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know they have me blacklisted in Plano.
Okay.
So that's what you're. I'm just telling you.
Well, what we had didn't come from Plano.
What, FBI?
No.
Where did it come from?
One of our officers.
No, well,
It might have been the incident you're
it's
talking
an
about.
incident at the
Okay.
pool. Yeah,
Well,
that's the only incident.
Not
I
on me.
know of.
So
No,
I'm just following through with the information I get.
But that's the only incident I know of, and there was no arrest. There was just a complaint.
Yeah.
They came out. I also had I had a complaint with a gun. A gentleman came up one night. My son and I were selling a car. He was a refugee from Louisiana, and we called the police because he came out and he acted like he had a gun. And that was the incident relating to the gun. So I was the complainant, not the...
Maybe they got confused when they typed in the
Yeah,
notes
they
or whatever,
typed it in, but I was the complainant.
Yeah.
I was not
Okay.
the...
I got you, man.
Yeah,
Well, you're all good with me, okay?
Hey, thank you, man.
All right.
And I apologize for taking so long.
Oh, no worries. You're good. You're good.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
February 19th.
Victor 531st. You're clear.